So I had one of my clients who competes request me to do a video regarding hunger and how to kind of combat that and how to deal with it when it comes to, in between meals or when you're done with a meal and you're still hungry. So in this particular video, I'm really directing this mainly towards athletes. And, that could be any athlete. It doesn't just have to be in bodybuilding. Any athlete where you're still regulating your diet, which most sports do in some way, because what you put into your body is what you're going to get out as far as your performance goes, regardless of whether you're on a restricted diet or, a diet just performance-based. But even if you're not an athlete and you don't play a sport or compete in a sport, this is probably something that you can still learn from. So first and foremost, what you need to remember, as an athlete, you're probably always going to be hungry. If you're not always hungry, you're probably doing something wrong. I've been an athlete my entire life, whether it was, dance, track, working out on my own. When I started lifting when I was younger, I've always been involved in some activity. I really don't think there's a time of my life in my day ever that I'm not hungry. I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm hungry. I wake up in the morning and I'm hungry. Before I go to bed at night, I'm hungry. After every meal, I'm hungry. The feeling of hunger isn't a bad thing. If you feed your face every single time you feel that little bit of hunger, you're probably going to be really overweight and really unhealthy. So definitely keep that in mind. Now, this is definitely something to think about too. You shouldn't be starving to the point that, you're not functioning right. You can't get through a workout. You feel like you're foggy or extra fatigued. Now, I'm not talking about in prep, because we know that in prep that happens, but I'm talking about, just in your day-to-day life in an off season. You can tell the difference between hunger as in, okay, I'm just, waiting around for my next meal because I'm still hungry, or that you actually can't function. So you need to understand your body and understand the difference between those two things. But most importantly, you need to understand that that feeling isn't a bad thing. Now, I have had clients come to me from, another coach or another trainer, and they've been on insanely restricted calorie diets for absolutely no reason, regardless of whether it's a prep or not. I had somebody that, I'm not even kidding you, their meal, an actual home meal, and this was in a prep, was a handful of spinach and a rice cake. That was a meal. And, that was a red flag right there that this person probably, not to talk poorly about anybody, had no clue what they were doing. So, if you're experiencing something like that, or you've been given a program by somebody and you just feel like it's extremely outlandish, it's, doesn't have a lot of education or science put into it, then, you can pick out the red flags when it comes to that. But just in general, if you're, with a coach that you trust and you're on a good program, if you're a client of mine, I know that you're on a program where you're getting in the nutrients that you need. Hunger is okay. It is all right. You can't just keep eating every time you feel that little bit of hunger. And if you're somebody, think about back to the video I posted the other day about stress eating and eating out of boredom. If you're somebody who tends to do that feeling of hunger, it might not actually be hunger. It might just be your mind playing tricks on you because you feel like you want to eat, or there's food around that you'd like to eat, or other people are eating food that you want to eat that you normally wouldn't eat. So separate those things and make sure you're understanding, are you actually hungry, or are you making yourself think you're hungry? So hopefully that can help you a little bit. If you are struggling and you're somebody who is giving in and cheating or eating more than you're supposed to in a meal, or eating in between your meals and snacks, willpower. You have control of this. No one else is putting food in your mouth. You are. Don't do it. If you know you're not supposed to do it, don't do it. There's no other tricks. There's no secrets to it. People say, oh, chew gum. Okay, yeah, that's great. You can chew gum, but are you actually teaching yourself anything? Are you teaching yourself to build the habit of not wanting the food? Eat slower. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But, sometimes you don't have time to do that and you need to get the food in, especially if you're at work or something. There's all sorts of tricks that people come up with to try to overlook the fact that you have a habit of wanting to eat too much. You shouldn't eat until you're so stuffed. If you eat till you're full, you've probably already eaten too much. Food takes a while to be digested. The second that food goes down your throat, think about your body, how long your esophagus is till it's actually in your stomach. If you eat till the point that you're actually bloated and full, that food has already gone into your stomach. And if you're still stuffing your face after that, that's terrible. You've eaten entirely too much. You want to eat what you need to eat, and you want to still feel like, you can breathe and you can do things. You shouldn't be so stuffed. The every day of your life isn't Thanksgiving dinner. So just some things to keep in mind if you're somebody who's struggling with wanting to eat more than what's in your allotted program, regardless if you're a client of mine or somebody else. So hopefully that helped you guys, whether you're an athlete or you're just somebody trying to be fit.